Mick, Heineken Cup time again in Limerick and in Munster. What makes it so special?
Well, it's always special, but I suppose particularly this time of the year, it's always the defining few weeks of the season, and the games around Christmas are always huge. I think everybody looks forward to it. I think people build their Christmas parties around it, but more importantly for the players, I suppose it's a defining couple of weeks coming up. It's important that we get results, simple as that, and you have to win your home games, and it's a huge game for us on Sunday.
It wouldn't be unfair to say that you could be going into the Christmas break out of the Heineken Cup. That's how tight this group is.
That is the nature of the Heineken Cup, and it's always been like that. It's phenomenal. Munster results over the last number of years have been phenomenal. But like the back-to-back around Christmas is always huge. The December Heineken Cup are massive, so you just have to win your home games and hopefully get something out of the away game. I think that's what Munster. That's why Munster have been done so well over the last number of years. That's why they've qualified nearly every year. You never take it for granted, but look, everybody knows the hard work that goes into it.
This is a group that, you arguably you could lose 2 games and still come through it.
Yeah, you could. You see, there's no, I suppose, I'm not saying there's ever any easy team in the Heineken Cup, but there's no easy one in this one, and particularly all the teams are very good sides, and there's no soft touch there. And like getting results away from home at this are going to be so hard. Even looking back to the London Irish game where Munster got that point, it was great to come away with a point there, and obviously the big win against Toulon at home. But look, you have to put that behind us now, and back to back against Ospreys is going to be huge, and they're a professional side. They've got a lot of talented players, so it's going to be massive for us. You
were on the sideline last weekend, Mick. Again, probably not one of Munster's best performances, but they still grounded out. Will that stand to them with that sort of game? Will that sort of performance stand to them at the weekend?
Certainly will, yeah. It's been a hard few weeks, I suppose, particularly with all the internationals being away, and we've had some great results in the meantime. Unfortunately, we lost away to the Dragons, so it was important to get a win last weekend. I think last weekend was all about getting back on track, getting a win, get a win under the belt, getting the international boys back into the fold, and obviously we hope to build on it this week.
Well, one of those obviously who came back at the weekend, Mick, was Paul O'Connell. You played second row, you've been around the game a long time. How important is Paul O'Connell to this setup?
Paul is huge. Number one, he's our most experienced player. When I say most experienced, he's captain the Lions, he's captain Ireland, he is our captain, and he's known worldwide. Not many teams in the world could do without Paul O'Connell. We've managed to do that, and it's great to have him back. I think his influence on the team is phenomenal, and what he did the last, even I think he actually gets the crowd going as well. Before he came on the last year, the crowd got behind him, and I think it's a huge plus for Munster to have a player of his calibre back.
The Ospreys are suffering a little bit in that we've heard now that Marty Hollow could be out, Lee Byrne is definitely out, and they'll be without Shane Williams. But still, they have the strength and depth to ask serious questions of Munster over the next 2 weeks.
They have, yeah. They're one of the few teams that have won at Thomond Park. They beat us here. It was actually this year, earlier on in the year. I know it was last season, but it was earlier on this year they actually beat us. So they won't fear anything. I think when they came here in the Magners League, I think people were thought that they weren't trying, but I think of course they tried. But I think they were keeping something under their belt. So we'll see what they have to offer on Sunday. Yeah, very experienced side. Huge talent in that team, and even though they're down a few, like Munster, it's like any good side. When you're down a lot of players, your younger talent will always come through, and I'm sure that's the way it is for Ospreys also.
So we've spoken about your role now in management. You were a player, God knows, for hundreds of years. How difficult is it? Do you still get the old wish that you were out there, or have you moved on from that?
I think I've moved on from that, particularly watching the boys train today. I'll tell you, yeah. Look, I suppose the only, you'd love to be there match day, but look, that's only a natural thing. But I see the commitments they put in, the fitness they have now at this stage. I think I'd only be fooling myself. But great to be involved at a level and be back with the players, and I'm enjoying it more than ever, because who wouldn't want to be involved with this great team and this great squad of players.
And Mick, if there was a message you were to put out to Munster supporters this weekend as we go into the final, what would it be?
Well, I suppose we can never underestimate the support that we get from the supporters, and particularly 1 o'clock on a Sunday. I suppose it won't be your traditional cold, wet, windy night or whatever. But even though it's 1 o'clock on a Sunday, it's very important. Look, we saw what happened, I suppose, recently in the Australia game. I think the supporters made all the difference that night. I think we need them again going forward, and particularly this Sunday.